Today guys, we have a very classy, simple, elegant with a sprinkle of complication, and we are going to analyze this style here on this channel right now. If this is your first time here on Fabric Friday, you're welcome. I'm Adaoju, and on this channel we'll do sewing tutorials, sewing tips, sewing trick, sewing illustrations, okay, style illustrations, style analysis, and fashion business tips. So you can see that we have a lot going on here in this channel. Okay, you should consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Okay, guys, when I saw this time, like, Nigerian designers, you people have decided that you give Adaoju, you have decided that you give Adaoju headache, you have decided that you give her hypertension. But my God is against all of you, because when I saw this, I'm like, this is so beautiful, this is so lovely, it looks so elegant and put together. And guys, if you are not considering sewing this style, I don't know, you might need some deliverance. You need some, okay? Now, like you guys know on this channel, when it comes to Fabric Friday, we first of all start with the fabric. You know, we talk about what we think the fabric is, and definitely for the top part, okay, for the top part of this outfit, I think it's a lace or a net fabric. It looks like a net fabric. In fact, it's a net fabric, but a lace fabric can also go in for this style, right? Now, for the lower part of this fabric, I don't know, for some funny reasons, I can't really tell what it is. It looks like it's doll face to me. On the other hand, it doesn't look like doll face. In fact, this is the first time I can't even pinpoint and say this is what this fabric is. But one thing I know is this is a fabric that can hold a style. So it's definitely, I think, is a cotton fabric. Just let me know what you think this green fabric is, okay? Because we already know this, the white one is a lace fabric or is a net fabric, but we don't know what the green fabric is. And this outfit was designed by a Nigerian designer. You can see her name on the screen right now, and it's really beautiful and lovely. Now, our normal tradition here, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you because I'm a good girl. When we want to do style analysis and style illustration, we start by dividing the style into parts, so it will be easy for us to, you know, work our way through the cutting and the sewing so that you won't get confused. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to divide this style into two parts. I'm going to divide it into the blouse part, let me know about my mouth, and the skirt part. The blouse, the blouse this is a tongue twister. The blouse part and the skirt part. Okay, now the blouse part, we can see that it has a turtleneck collar, it has a basic sleeve, and this is just like a really basic blouse, trust me. Okay, now let's start with the neck width and the neck depth. Now for me, because this is a turtleneck collar, okay, because the blouse has a turtleneck collar, if I'm going to sew this, I'm not going to make the neck width to be more than 2.5 inches. In fact, for the front part, I'm going to make the neck width 2.5 inches and the neck depth 2.5 inches. The back part will have the neck width will be 2.5 inches and the neck depth will 1 inch. Okay, so for me, if I'm going to sew this blouse, and I think that is what is in play here, if for any reason this neck width is so high, the highest it can be is 3 inches. In fact, it can't even get to 4 inches. So the neck width here, what we are looking at, what we can be working with here is around 3 inches. That for the front part, okay, and for the neck depth for the front part, it's around 2.5 inches. It doesn't look like it's 3 inches. And you guys can see that it has a turtleneck collar. If you zoom in, okay, if you zoom in, you will see that the collar was lined with this green fabric. You know, it's a net fabric, so the collar was lined with this green fabric. Okay, so let's just move to the other parts of this blouse. Now, this is a very basic sleeve, as you guys can see, very simple. And if you don't know how to cut a turtleneck, I have a detailed tutorial here on this channel on how to cut a turtleneck. Check the link in the description box of this video. I also have a detailed tutorial here on this channel on how to cut a basic sleeve. So if you don't know how to cut a basic sleeve, check the link in, you know, I'm a good girl. Okay, so I've done these tutorials down for you guys. So check the link in the description box also to find out how to cut a basic sleeve. Now let's look at the blouse. This blouse is very, very fitted. And you know, for a blouse to be very fitted, for it to also come out good and fitted, it has a dart. So I really suspect that the back part of this blouse, okay, it has a basic blouse dart, and the front part, let me zoom in with my lens. I think the front part has the bust dart. Okay, I think the front part has a bust dart, or it has a basic blouse dart. Now you might not, if it has a basic blouse dart, you might not see it because of this green design all over it, okay? But what I suspect it has is that it has a basic blouse dart, or it has a bust dart, this one that is here. Now this design here on the blouse, okay, this design here on the blouse, I'm still going to show you guys as we go into this video how to cut it and how to sew it, okay? Now let's just move to the skirt part of this outfit. Okay, now this is a very simple basic mini skirt. I don't know why, in fact it's a simple, basic, beautiful, elegant mini skirt because it just accentuated the whole curve and the shape of the model, and it came out really nice. It's one thing to sew a mini skirt, another thing to get it right. Yes, so this is just a very simple mini skirt. I know a lot of you will be like, oh Ada, how do you go about cutting a mini skirt? You cut a mini skirt by reducing the length of the skirt. Very simple. And if you don't know how to cut a basic skirt, I have a detailed tutorial, of course, here on this channel on how to cut a basic skirt. Okay, so just check the link in the description box. Now I need to really zoom in to see if this outfit, if the skirt has a band, but from here it doesn't look like it has a band. Some people on the first look, okay, you would think this outfit is a gown, but I looked really well. I used my tailor's mind, head, okay, and my final conclusion was, is this a skirt and a blouse? But if you want to make it, you know, as a gown, you can also sew it as a. Let's just go over to the cutting.
To cut the blouse, I have my paper on a fold. So I'm not going to cut the first part of the blouse first, the front part of the blouse first, before I go ahead to cut the back part. Okay, now I have my paper on the fold, and first of all I went ahead to mark out like the portion I'm going to use for the illustration, so we don't just have like a very big paper we are working with. Okay, then I went ahead to mark my neck width. Like I said, you're going to take your neck width at 2.5 inches, that's for the front, or 3 inches if you want at most. Then for the depth, you know, 2.5 inches. Then I went ahead to connect it together to get my neck outline. Together, I went ahead to draw my armhole curve, you know, mark my shoulder point, draw my armhole curve. So this is what we have here. This is what we are working with. This is just how, like, this is like the rough sketch of the blouse. So the neck width is going to be at 2.5 inches, while the neck depth is going to be at 2.5 inches. But the most you can take for your neck width is 3 inches. Okay, now after cutting it, this is what we have here. So for the back, that's my zip allowance there. You're going to take your neck width at 2.5 inches or 3 inches at most, then your neck depth at 1 inch. Okay, then this is what the back looks like. Of course, we have our zip allowance. This dress has a zip, so you have a zip allowance. So I went ahead to cut out the back, you know, I folded in the zip allowance so we don't get confused. So this is basically how you cut the back and the front. Now to the turtleneck. I have a tutorial here on this channel on how to cut a turtleneck, so you need to check that out in the description box. So I just drafted a basic sleeve, or gave you guys an illustration of a basic sleeve, and I'm going to put this on the paper so you just see the rough look on how, you know, on how it's going to look after putting everything together. Okay, so it's not so difficult. This is just how to go about cutting the blouse part of this outfit. Okay, this is the back part and the front part side by side. To cut the skirt, I already have the paper on a fold again as well, so I just went ahead to mark my waist point. I also marked my hip point. You're going to go down by 8 inches. You guys know how to cut like a standard skirt. If you don't know, check the link in the description box. I have a detailed tutorial on how to cut a skirt there. Okay, so I went ahead to mark my hip point, and I also marked the hem of the skirt to give it this pencil effect. So after marking, I just connected my markings with a straight line. This is like basically what you will do when you are drafting your skirt on a fabric. This is what we have here. Then I went ahead to just cut it out so you guys will see what it looks like. If you want the skirt long, you cut it long. If you want it short, you cut it short. Okay, so this is the front part. I showed you guys, you know, there's meant to be a dart in the front, so I included that in. You also do the same for the back part, but the thing for the back is it is going to have a zip allowance and a slit. Okay, so like normal standard practice for the skirt, I have the zip allowance folded in. So this is what the front part and the back part of the skirt looks like. Now I'm moving on to the design, okay, which is like the icing on the cake, and this is just the outline. And what you're going to do here is you're just going to trace out this outline. You're going to cut it out. So the width of the straight line there is 3 inches, and you want to make sure this is in 2 pieces, okay? That's why this paper is in a fold, so that you can have the lining to turn over the design. So after cutting it, you're going to apply some gum stay to give it some standing effect, to also give the fabric strength so that you can hold on to the style. And the basic way, let me not bite my tongue, the basic way to get this design is just to fold that circle into 2 and tack it at the point where the circle began. Do you guys understand me? Like you fold it into 2, tack it at the point where the circle began. You do it for the first piece, and you also do it for the second piece. It is that simple, guys. There's no plenty talk inside, and you're just going to, you know, cross it on each other, and that is just like the easiest way to get this design that is on the blouse. It is not difficult, it is very simple.
You guys have seen how to cut the blouse and how to cut the skirt. Okay, now to sew this outfit, the first thing you want to do is to take the front part of the blouse and the back part of your blouse and attach it together. This is after you've picked your dart and done all those necessary things. So you join them by the side seam. Now, after sewing the front part and the back part of your blouse, you want to attach the turtleneck, because if this blouse has a zip, you want to attach the turtleneck before attaching the zip. Okay, so after attaching the turtleneck to the blouse, okay, the next thing you want to go ahead to do is to attach the sleeve. Give it a really good press, then you go ahead to sew your skirt. Now I know a lot of you will be wondering that, Ada, why didn't you talk about the design? No, sometimes you have to factor how the skirt looks on you, so you properly arrange this design that is on the blouse on your body. Okay, so to sew the skirt, all you just have to do is pick the front part of your skirt and the back part of your skirt. This is after, of course, sewing the dart of the front part and the back part of the skirt, and you join it together. Give it a really good, and you need to turn over the hemline of the skirt. That's the bottom part of the skirt. Now we'll move over to the design. Before we move over to the design, if you feel this is a gown, or you want to sew it as a gown, at this point is where you attach the blouse to the skirt. Mind you, if you want to sew this as a gown, you would not attach zip to the blouse. Okay, you will just leave your zip allowance open, okay, both for your skirt and for your blouse, right? But if you're sewing this as a blouse and a skirt, you attach the zip to the skirt when you are joining the skirt, okay, then you attach the zip to the blouse when you are sewing the blouse, right? When you have successfully sewn the blouse part of this outfit and the skirt part of this outfit, what you do is put it on a dress form. Whether you have a dress form or a manicure, you put it on it, okay? Then you go ahead to cut this design on the blouse. You go ahead to cut. So after cutting it and sewing it, all you simply have to do is to attach it, like place it with the blouse on the dress form, okay? Place it on the outfit, right? Place it on the outfit, secure it with some pins, then you go ahead to arrange it well to see how it will look on the outfit, to see how it will look on the bust of the person, how it will rest, how it will just basically how it will look. And when you've put it in the perfect shape, the best possible way, how beautiful it looks to you, okay, the next thing you go ahead to do is to use your needle and thread to first of all just tack it to those points, okay? And when it comes to I can see that where that curve, where the fold is one place where they tacked it, okay? Where those folds, it on both sides, they tacked it. Around where you have this crisscross, I have a strong feeling that it's either it was held with gum okay, or they had a few stitches there, but I think I can see one stitch. It's either it was held with gum or they'll have a few stitches there. Okay, so you literally have to do a really neat work. Now something I will do is I will hold it loosely with a needle and a thread, but then I'll take it over to my sewing machine and, you know, just do some back stitch on those points, do some back stitch on those points. Okay, now when you are, and I know you guys will say, oh, Ada, for the side seam, what do we do about the side seam? We've sewn the side seam already. Of course, you're losing the side seam and, you know, put in the belts and run your stitches all over it again. Then give this outfit a really good press. Okay, and guys, this is the easiest way, simplest way, and the fastest way to go about cutting and sewing this outfit. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Okay, do come back for more videos. Check out my other Fabric Friday videos, and I'll see you in my next. Bye guys. Bye.